We are all so excited. The chicken coop is finally done. Our little chicks are 3 weeks old today, and it's time to get them outside. Hi, I'm Kathleen, and this is my Alabama farm life. But before we can put our little chicks outside, we have to create a new coop, and that is what we did with this shed. This is old video of what the shed originally looked like when I purchased the property, and then towards the end of the video I'm going to show you what the coop looks like now. My son Winslow took on the responsibility of turning this old, dilapidated shed into a new chicken coop. When I first took possession of the property, it was a mess. I'm going to go ahead and link the video of what the yard and the outside of the property looked like when I first purchased it. This shed actually had a hole in it. It looks like somebody took a pry bar and tore a hole into the door to see, I guess, if there was anything valuable in that. We had a lot of incidents like that. When we were in the basement cleaning things out, there were a lot of bags that had clothes in them, and you can see where people had ripped the bags open to see what was inside and then just left them there. This door and lock was pretty tough, but I did eventually get into it. Well, it took a little manhandling, and I'm so thankful I had that crowbar, but I finally made it into the shed and exposed all the junk that was still left inside. I went ahead and pulled out some of it, but there was a lot of junk in there. My son Winslow was the one that cleared it all out and started working on turning it from a dilapidated shed into a chicken coop. I thought I had some videos and some pictures of what it looked like as we were tearing everything out, but I didn't. So here are some videos that I borrowed from my son so you can get an idea of how much work he put into turning this shed into something that we could use. He was very proud of the fact that he found some cabinets in the pile of junk, and he actually turned it into a sliding door for the chicken coop. He did a really good job on that. He also took out a bunch of scrap wood that we had laying around, and he built a door for the coop. He put on the chicken wire, and then he also bought some screening and put some screening on it. He discovered that there were wasps getting in, and we don't want wasps building nest in the chicken coop. So this is what it looks like now that it's finished. We still have a few things to do. I want to paint, and we have some other things that we have plans. But for right now, it's a chicken coop, and our 3 Black Star chickens are living in it now. We have their food and water set up, and I made them a spot with some hay so that they can lay eggs, and there's the entrance that they can get in and out of. We decided to leave the shelving, but we're probably going to take down the shelving, and we're going to create places for them to roost at night. We're looking at least having 13 to 14 chickens in here eventually when our other chicks get big enough to join my other 3, and then the little red ones will go across the street with my other red chickens. But there you go. We have a chicken coop. They seem to be very happy with their new home and their new place to wander. They have the whole corral to wander around in. And now it's time to turn their old pen into a grow out pen for our chicks. The old coop that I had in there, it was really too small for the number of chickens that I want to raise in there. So I purchased a new one that's supposed to be a 6 to 8 chicken, but I think it'll hold 18 little chicks perfectly. And it did. Now that I have the grow out pen set up, now I have to go in and capture these little boogers. They are just wild. I did not get to socialize these chicks like I wanted to. We had a really hard time with the cats. They were really on the cage almost all the time and startling the poor babies, sticking their hands in there. We actually had one get out, and Steve, my cat, got a hold of it and injured it, but he seems, or she seems, to be okay. They're all nice and healthy, but I mean, it was an issue, and also a reason why I pushed really hard to get the chickens outside away from those cats. The cats were just awful. I ended up having to take 2 trips to the grow out pen, but I got them all out there. I don't know why it's always the last little ones that don't want to come out. So now I have 18 little chicks all in their new home. I think they're really going to love their new space. They were actually getting crowded. They are just so adorable in their new home. Of course, these little guys are so skittish. It did take them a little while, but they did finally get curious and made their way out of their new little coop. And while we're waiting for these little guys to decide whether they're going to come out of their coop, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It really does help my channel. It wasn't until I walked away that they finally decided to come out of that coop, and now they're all underneath it. That seems to be their nice little secure place. But they are doing great. They're loving their new area. The weather has been nice. The lows are only supposed to be in the mid-50s, which is really good. They are just fine, huddled up inside their little coop in the straw, so it's not too cold for them. They seem to be doing just fine. Okay guys, so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You have a blessed and joyous day, and I'll see you on my next video.